so sa pa wo mo wa am ka ya ba su le ka tumi ya yi kala ka fa fitin la zai kane na ro so so pa mposia His Excellency
Thank you very much. Our father been doing our. We're most grateful for the warm welcome you have given us since we arrived here this morning. I also thank you very much for the words that you have spoken, and as you yourself said, if we didn't give you 10 minutes, you probably would speak the whole day. So we thank you for your brevity and also for acknowledging the work that the NDC has done here in Binduri. Recently there was a conference on misinformation. They call it the Ghana Report Summit, and it spoke about misinformation and disinformation, because now we have a new media, mostly social media, that covers WhatsApp, TikTok, X, Meta, Instagram, all of them. It makes it difficult to discern the truth from falsehood. Yesterday I went to Bokunaba's palace, and he spoke about the issue of carving out another region to encompass the 6 constituencies in this area. And I explained that there were constitutional processes that needed to be gone through, and that the criteria was 1, economic viability, 2, land size, 3, population. And aside from that, a petition must be presented, a commission of inquiry must be set up to look at the feasibility of creating a region. In the evening, I saw a fake news story misrepresenting completely what I said and trying to put me against the Mamprugu state. I never mentioned Mamprugu yesterday at all. I was just comparing land size and region and economic viability and all that. The president condemned misinformation, and he used the Ajapadia document as an example of misinformation. But probably what the president doesn't know is that his office, the Flagstaff House, is the headquarters of misinformation. That is where the fake stories misrepresent what people have said and feed it into the social media. His own office is the headquarters where they do that. And so he should clean his house first before he talks about misinformation in other places. But my father, I want to thank you very much. As you said, NDC has handled this country before, and we have done so many things that have benefited the people. They say the social intervention is any policy or any action that provides social and economic benefits to the people. And if you talk about electrification, rural electrification and the National Electrification Program were introduced by the first NDC administration under President Rawlings. And a lot of Ghana has been electrified because of that policy. Today, Ghana has more than 80% access to electricity, and it's one of the highest in Africa. And that is thanks to NDC's policy of electrifying our communities. Because once you provide electricity, it provides the people with the opportunity to engage in small and medium enterprises, in welding, in vulcanizing, refrigeration, storing food products, and so on and so forth. In Binduri, we extended electricity to most of the communities. There were a few of them that were left. We put up the poles, we brought the wires and everything, and the electrification program was abandoned by the MPP when they came into office. For the past 7 years, the people have been sleeping in darkness. It is only now that the elections are coming, they have quickly run to come and electrify 1 or 2 or 3 communities using the poles and the wires that we put 7 years ago. No new poles have come into this place. And so we must be careful of electioneering gimmicks, because you don't do things just because you want to win an election. You must do things because you believe that they are of benefit to the people and will make their lives more prosperous and dignified. And that is why NDC believes that whatever we do for the people, we do because it is for their prosperity and dignity. Indeed, when we were in office, there were a lot of projects we did, and we just assumed that people would see that we had provided them with water. So there was no need to even come and commission the project. But there are a lot of projects that we started that we did not complete, and I've made a pledge that when we come into office, we're going to concentrate on finishing abandoned projects first. Because there are several of our projects that when we left office, this government has refused to continue. There are many E-blocks around the country where the blocks reach advanced stages of construction, and if we are able to finish those blocks, it will create more space in secondary school so that we can cancel this obnoxious double track system. And as I said elsewhere, we're coming to improve the free SHS so that we can take the double track away, and all our children will go to school at the same time and vacate at the same time, so that this situation where they come and stay at home for 3 or 4 months before they go back to school will become a thing of the past. I know that the Tam Dam is very dear to the hearts of the people of this area. We conceived it, we started work on it, and we reached an advanced stage before we left office. Recently, this government has continued with the spillway. But the important thing about that project is to get the water to the farms. There's almost 3,000 hectares of land that we can irrigate. And if we're able to do that, it will be one of the single most important that we have executed in this region. Because it will give the young people the opportunity to engage in dry season farming. Because we know that during the dry season, a lot of our farmers, when they are not engaged, leave and go to the south looking for menial jobs. And so I can assure you, my father Bindurin Abba, that the Tam Dam project will be one of those that we tackle with a priority so that we can put our people to work. Aside from that, our women also are the bulwark of economic activity because they are the biggest in commerce and trading. Unfortunately, most of them, because of poverty, do not have the capital to be able to do their small and medium businesses. And that's why we're proposing the setting up of a women's development bank so that our mothers and our sisters can go there, and the little assistance they need, 500 cedis, 1,000 cedis, we'll be able to give to them as small-scale credit. The final one I'll add is the farmer service centers. The farmers do not want to own tractors. They want the services of tractors. And farmers are not experts in servicing and maintaining tractors. So we want to set up farmer service centers where we would have those who know how to maintain and service tractors and equipment. And what they will do is they will provide the service to the farmers. And so the service center will have all the tractors, the mechanization equipment, the plows, the harrows, the planters. They will also have the seeds, the fertilizer, the weedicides, and all the things that the farmers need. So that at the beginning of the farming season, all the farmers who are registered with the center would get their support from the center. Government will give the center the credit and all the things that are needed. And so they will provide you with a service, and then at the end of the farming season, when you harvest and you sell your produce, you come and pay for the cost of the inputs. That is one of the reforms that we want to introduce, because we need to increase food production. Before you do anything, you must eat first. before you eat first. Before you, and then after that, all other things shall be added onto it. And so we need to increase food production because we're importing virtually everything. We have the land, we have the sunshine, we have the water, and our climate here is much better than in Burkina Faso. But we're importing tomatoes from Burkina Faso. We have a better climate here than Niger, but we're importing $80 million worth of onions from Niger every year. When in Boku here we can produce enough onions to feed the whole of the country. And so these are some of the things that we would look at. Aside from that, we're coming with an afforestation program. And we're going to involve the youth in tree growing, not tree planting. Tree growing is different from tree planting. Tree planting, you just go and put the tree, you don't go back and see whether it has survived or not. Tree growing, you plant the tree and you visit the tree, make sure that the tree survives. You water it. So we will recruit some of our young people, we'll give them uniforms, we'll buy them aboboya, we'll put polytanks in the aboboya. In the dry season, they'll go and fetch water and come and water those trees so that the trees will survive. These will be commercial trees that we can use for charcoal, we can use for firewood, so that we stop cutting the few trees that we have for fuel wood. There are a lot of programs we have, they are all going to be in our manifesto. We'll launch our manifesto in August this month, before the end of the month. And when we have launched it, everybody would see that there's something in there for them. And so I want to thank you, Linduri Naba, for the warm welcome, all the people of Linduri. And on 7th December, we expect that all of you are registered and you have kept your voters cards well. Because on 7th December, we have to go and vote so that we can get this NPP administration out. Because in the last 8 years, hello? Thank you. Because we all know what has happened in the last 8 years. President Kufuor said that you should look at your quality of life and vote. In P, when you translate it, it says, it means look at your life and vote. That's what he said. So look at your life and cast a good vote. All he's saying is that your vote must reflect the quality of your life. And we all know what this country was. We handed over this country to the NPP without any... Hello? 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 Thank you. Hello? Yes. We handed over this country to the NPP administration. We had solved the energy crisis. We had stabilized the economy. The currency was stable. Inflation was coming down. Our debt was low. And they said there was an economic wizard who was going to come and transform the economy and bring prosperity to Ghanaians. Unfortunately, after 8 years, the lives of Ghanaians is far, far worse than it was in 2017 when they took over. Today, inflation is above 20%. The prices of goods and services and food is increasing every day. The CD, which was below 4 CDs to $1, today is almost 16 CDs to $1. Our debt, which was 120 billion, today is about 750 billion. If you shared our debt in 2017, everybody in Ghana, then you shared the debt by the population, everybody in Ghana owed only 4,000 cedis. Today, if you share that debt, including newborn babies, amongst all Ghanaians, each of us owes 20,000 cedis. And yet, They say our lives are better. And that's why I say this government is living in an illusion. I don't think they live in the same country we live in. They probably are coming from Jupiter or Mars or somewhere to come and visit us. Because if it's the reality of our lives, then we know it. You can't tell me I'm satisfied when there's no food in my stomach. And yet they say we should clap for them because they've done well. But on 7th December, the people of Ghana will speak. On 7th December, God will speak. And I know that, inshallah, NDC is going to win the election in December. And we'll come back and continue the good works that we were doing. We have the men and women who can turn this economy around. We've done it before, we'll do it again. So even though we're in a crisis, we know that we have the capacity to be able to make things better. And so I call all our young people, don't lose hope in your country. We will make things better. We'll create a situation so that you can get more jobs. We'll implement the 24-hour economy so that businesses can work 24 hours a day and employ more young people. We'll employ more young people into the security services so that all of us can be safe and have an environment of security to be able to go about our business. And so I want to thank you, Mpusie, Ikeke, thank you very much. God bless all of you.